Hello everybody, thank you for joining us today. My name is Jeff with D&H Distributing, and joining me today from Cisco is Nasser Tarazi.
Hello Jeff, how are you? Thanks
Good.
for having me.
Absolutely. Today we're here to talk to you about Cisco Small Business products. We deal with a multitude of different size vendors and customers here at D&H Distributing, and not everybody is kind of in the same place in their business evolution. A lot of our customers still have small businesses that really want just simple on-premise networking solutions. And that's really what Cisco Small Business gives you. They are solid on-premise products in routing, switching, and wireless that you can use to build these networks without having to worry about paying licensing fees for access points and such. Now, the really cool part about the small business products is as you grow, as your company grows, and as your business grows and scales, and you start to look at MSP style resources, and you start to grow into these different areas, the small business product line helps you get there by offering a cloud-managed solution that can tie into all these products. So as your company grows, you can actually migrate into a cloud solution with these different products. And today, Nasser's going to talk to us a little bit about that. But first off, Nasser, tell us a little bit, what's new in the Cisco Small Business product line?
Sure. As you may notice, in recent months, Cisco has released a few new products for the SMB. And one of those products was we released, I guess, mid of last year, which is the wireless access point, which is the latest Wave 2 technology that supports 4x4. This is like the really high performance access point that support Wave 2 as well as the 2.5 gig Ethernet standard. As well, we also released recently our latest switching product, which is the SG350 and SG550 as well. Those are the latest generation of switching for SMB. These switches, offers the latest technology from, processing power as well as the new features, more PoE ports. They offers, like 1 gig, 2.5 gig, and as well as 10 gig technology.
The 2.5 gig is pretty nice. Where do you see the 2.5 gig really coming in?
Yes, 2.5 gig, it's becoming more popular now among even SMB. We see more deployment. Just to give you a background on the NBASE-T, which is the M gig. The M gig actually is a standard. Well, it's going to become a standard eventually, but it was actually created by Cisco, and it's going to become a standard. So we see more vendors implementing this new technology on different type of products, especially on access point, and we'll see more products coming from the client side, like Ethernet adapters, NIC cards, and even we were talking to some vendors. They're coming up with docking station that has 2.5 gigs. So eventually 2.5 gig to become very popular in the industry, especially in SMB.
Absolutely. And with 2.5 gig being able to operate over traditional Cat5e cabling, now you don't have to go out there and race to rip and replace all that Cat5e cabling that might still be in your walls. You can take your time, you can plan it, because I can tell you, having done it myself, replacing cable is the single biggest pain thing you can do in your network.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about NBASE-T or M-Gig technology, is using the existing wiring. So we know most of the wiring out there, 90%, are wired through Cat5 and Cat6 cables.
Yeah, and with more and more networks being built with wireless first, and the access points getting faster and faster with some of the new standards, full 4-spatial stream, AC Wave 2, again, being able to handle more throughput from that access point to the switch is really important.
Yeah, so just to add to Jeff what he was talking about, so our latest product that we just talked about, the wireless access point, the WAP 581, it does have the 2.5 gig. So this what this allow you is to maximize your throughput speed on this access point with combining it. The access point has 2 ports, 1 gig and 2.5 gig. So combining the two ports together allow you to get the maximum speed, which I believe it's up to 2.5 gig on the access point. Just talking about access point, I did not finish. Sorry about talking about the rest of the products.
That's fine.
Anyway, but we did introduce also some new routing product, which is the RV340 and the RV340 P, which has a power over Ethernet. So those new products, now we have a router that has actually multiple ports. There's different flavors, one with 8 Ethernet ports and one with, I believe, 16. So you can allow, it's like basically one box solution for SMB.
One box for a small.
And they come actually, some of them comes with wireless integrated as well.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of real small businesses are still looking for that complete modularity in a single piece for small attorneys' offices and things to that nature.
So, and also as we talk more about the latest product, we are going to do some demo. About the Cisco FindIT Network platform, which is the management platform to manage all these products.
And tell us a little bit more about that FindIT platform, because we're going to be doing a lot of demonstration today on how to set this up and everything. But tell us a little bit, how does the FindIT platform, what does it do? How does it really fit and make this migration nice and easy?
Yeah, see, I mean, it's really very straightforward. The platform, we released this platform about 1.5 years ago, and we continue to add more and more features to it. That platform itself, it allows you to manage and configure and monitor all your SMB devices. We're talking about here the 100 to 500 series product. So whether you have on your network an access point or a switch or a router, you'll be able to manage this access point from the cloud or on a premise. The software itself, it sits on either on the cloud, like on AWS, Amazon Web Services, or it can be installed on a server virtual machine. It does have 2 pieces into it, so it's a one manager which sits on the cloud or on premise, and the client piece, which is the probe we call it, that sits on premise on a virtual machine.
That's excellent. And today, Nasser is going to show us a little bit about how to set that up, what it looks like, and how it can work, so that you guys can get a really good glimpse at how this piece of software can really help you evolve with your customers as they start small and slowly get bigger. So Nasser, thank you again.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We'll show you guys the demo, how to install the Cisco FindIT on your network. It's very straightforward. We're going to walk you through the step-by-step procedure here. So give me a minute just to log in here. Alright guys, so we're going to show you how to download the Cisco FindIT Manager from the Amazon Web Services. You're going to go to the Amazon Marketplace, as you can see here on the screen. In the search, we're going to type in FindIT to find the software. So you have 2 options here to download. You have the Cisco FindIT Network Manager Metered and the Cisco FindIT Network Manager BYOL, which is this option only required when you already have a FindIT Manager license. So let's click on the meter, and this is the meter option, which Amazon charges you per usage. So we click continue. Continue with the configuration. Just follow the prompt in this case here. Follow the wizard. We continue. This is, again, you have to choose what server to launch it on. Which is, we're going to choose the EC2 server, and we hit the launch button, and now it's launching the server. So let's just show you the server type. So we're going to hit review on launch. I'm clicking on this. It's asking me, I'm going to go review the detail here. It's asking me to log in with a specific admin. This is, I already created this AM role previously, so I'm just going to select the name and just review on launch. Now you can see the instant already showing here. So we're going to hit launch. And here, if you don't have a key, you can create a key for the software. I already selected DNH demo key. So we're going to go ahead and hit launch. And now the instant is now launching. So we're going to go ahead and look at going to go open the software on Marketplace. You see, this is a subscription. It's already installed. So we're going to move into the machine. You see here, machine, select this. Launch instant. View instant. So now you see it's still doing the installation, but this is where your instant show, and you're gonna have to grab this IP address here showing here, and that's your server IP address. For the purpose of the demo, I have already have a demo up and running, so we're gonna jump into that and show you the manager demo, which is already installed on the Amazon Web Services. This is showing you the site overview. As we told you before, so this manager is sitting on AWS server on Amazon Web Services. So I have on this site one location. So we're going to show you some of the features of the Cisco FindIT Manager. So here showing you our site locations. We have 2 sites. On the map you can see this one customer site where we have the network for that customer. So going back, I'm going to show you the features again. So you can go into the report option here. You can see your sites and the devices connected to those in these sites. So you got a switch, phones, routers, many other devices. It shows you the status of the firmware, end of life status, and maintenance status. So this is the reports that you can see. You can go to the end of life reports. This shows you if any of the products on the network have reached end of life. It shows you which product and what the replacement or recommendation, and as well as the end of life bulletin that describes the end of life announcement for the particular product. This is good information to know about your customer network. You can also go into maintenance. In maintenance, you also see the life cycle of the product. You can see, those product, what type of devices, the model, the serial number, and see if the product is under warranty or not. In some cases here, we have some product that are not under warranty, some are not. And you can see their warranty end date. This is good information to use. And this API usage, this just show you data analysis on the API. Administration, this is where you do your management for user and access, password, the license, and you can do backup and restore, platform setting, unlock setting. It's just administration. So let's go ahead and go back here and explain this key feature for the manager. It's called Network Plug and Play. Network Plug and Play is one of the key features for this platform. It's basically allow you to pre-configure devices or stage devices that need to go to a remote site. So when customers go have a branch office and wants to go install a new access point or a new switch, we can pre-stage them here with the configuration and the firmware that need to be loaded. So when the people plug it at the office, branch office, it automatically grab all the configuration file and firmware and basically works. So this is where you stage your devices. So let's say we start with a new project and we have a new demo site, a new site, a branch office that we're gonna send devices to. So we can just create new project, and I already created one here. It's called DNH demo. So you see on this my project, I'm setting up a new access point. I put the name of the device, the ID, the serial number, and what configuration file that I wanted to set up for that device, and the firmware image. So when that device hit the branch office, people in the branch office can just plug in the device, the access point, into the network, and the device will basically call the manager here automatically, grab the information, configuration, and it will be set up and ready to go. And here, that's where you load the images of your devices that you want to remotely configure. This is where you do the configuration file. These are if you want to do a mass deployment of devices that of the same model number, so you can just add those devices here. Let's say you want to update all devices that are SG350 with one configuration file. You can set them up here. So this is all for the demo for the network manager. Next, we're going to show you how to do the configuration on the probe, which is the second piece of the FindIT Network Management. So let's go ahead and show you how to install the probe. The probe is, again, can be downloaded from cisco.com. So you can go to cisco.com, go to cisco.com/go/findit, download the software here. You click on download, and we're gonna this time download the probe. You see here we have multiple options on the probe. So you can install the probe on a virtual box, a virtual machine, and you see it right here. Or you can also install it on the Windows machine for Hyper-V, as well as you can install it on a Raspberry Pi, like a Linux native machine. So in this case, we're gonna choose the virtual box. I already downloaded this already. So let's go ahead and show you how to run the probe on a virtual machine. You can download the virtual machine software from virtualbox.org. Here you can download the virtual machine software. Once you download this, you can just go run it. See, I have here the virtual machine running, and you can see my probe right there. And to get the probe on the virtual machine, it's pretty easy. All you have to do, once you download the virtual machine piece of the FindIT, you can just click on it in here on a download. You see here, it says Cisco FindIT Probe. When you click on that, it automatically launch on the virtual machine box manager. So let's start the virtual machine here. You can see now the probe is starting. It takes about 60 seconds to start, actually 34 seconds. So while it's doing that, once the installation or once the probe gets started, the key here is to get the IP address of the probe. And the IP address will show up on the screen once you log in. So now we are logging into the probe. So now it's asking you to enter the login information. The default is Cisco and the password is Cisco. Actually, in my case, I have already changed the password. So now you can see here the IP address of the probe, 192.168.1.10. That's the IP address where you actually wanted to log into the probe. So now we go back, and I already have a probe launched already here. So this is the probe software. This is basically the customer site. Again, the probe need to be installed on a machine at the customer site. So we're going to show you how to run the probe software and walk you through all the features on the software. So we're here at the screen. You can see the topology screen of the network. This is a customer site. In our case, is our demo lab. You can see a bunch of devices here connected. You got some switches, routers, access point, and some other non-Cisco devices. The probe will discover those, but you cannot configure them. Click on the probe. Remember, this is the IP address that that we showed you earlier on the virtual machine, on the virtual box. This is how you access the probe, by typing the IP address of that probe. So right now the probe is loading. I just typed in the IP address of the probe, and remember, you have to type in https:// and the IP address of the probe to get access. It's going to ask you to enter the username and password for that probe. Default is Cisco, unless you changed it. So now the probe is showing. So it's showing you the network. Remember, the probe is the piece of software that sits in the customer site. So now it's showing, it did the discovered all the network devices. You can see here the entire network. You can view it, the inventory of the network. This is the list of all the devices on the network. It can tell you how many routers, APs, switches. You can also click on floor plan and load your floor plan as well. So let's go back to topology here. In the topology, you can click on any of the devices and see the device. It tells you what firmware version, MAC address, and all that stuff. And you can launch the web interface of that device by just clicking on Open Device GUI here, this icon. We're not going to do that now. But let's go and tell you what the probe can do. It can do many things. So let's jump into network configuration and show you can configure VLANs for all your switches. So you can add a VLAN here. I can show you, just hit add, and you can just VLAN 101 voice VLAN and select default, hit OK. We'll see now we created a VLAN, and we can apply that VLAN to any of the switches we have on the network. Hit save. Oh, I must have VLAN 100, and it wants us to call it voice VLAN default, and hit save. So now the VLAN, you see here, VLAN 100 was just created, and you can apply it to any of your switches. You can also do wireless configuration. I previously created a wireless group here. You can let's go ahead and create another one. So let's call it demo VLAN 1, and here you can just choose the security type for your wireless network, the radio, and you can just select default here. You can also get the share key, say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and we can hit save. We confirm. So now we have wireless network called demo. We can apply all the configuration of this demo network to the access point on the network. Let's jump to reports. With the reports, this is similar to what we showed you earlier on the FindIT Manager. You can see summary reports of all your devices in the network, device type, firmware, and so on. This is end of life. We explained this before. Same here, maintenance. On here, this shows you the wireless network, what you have, and as well as the client network, the wireless clients. You can see all your clients here. You can see all of them here. You can see the host name, username, network, what wireless frequency they're connected, the rate, the upload, download, and so forth. And troubleshooting, this is another feature you can do if you want to troubleshoot the network. And administration, this is where you put your device credential for the devices on the network if you want to log into them remotely. See the site information, the connection manager. This is a key to understand. The manager connection, this is where you actually can put the IP address of the manager that's setting either on your virtual machine or on AWS. Okay guys, this wrapped up the demo. As you saw on the demo, we explained how to download Cisco FindIT from cisco.com. It's very easy, by the way. It's you can download it from Amazon Web Services, that like we showed in the demo. You do need an account. We explained that on Amazon Web Services. We also showed you how to do the probe piece, which is the other piece, and we showed you how to install it on the VirtualBox. Again, VirtualBox is a software that you can download from Oracle or virtualbox.org. So the installation was really straightforward, and I hope this explained it well for you guys, and this wraps it up for us.
Yeah, it really looked easy to use. Very simple, again, for small business customers. Just one quick question. Are you married to AWS when you use this particular product, or are there other options for running and hosting this?
There are other options. The one we demoed today was AWS. You can also run your own private cloud by installing the FindIT Manager on a virtual machine in-house on premise.
Through OBA?
Yeah, through OBA. As well as we're working in the future to have it also installed on a Microsoft Azure cloud services.
Great. Well, thank you very much for that demonstration and coming out here, Nasser.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us today. If you have any questions on the FindIT IT tool, or you want to talk to us about any of the SMB products, feel free to email us at ciscospecialist@dnh.com, and we'll be able to take care of any of those questions that you have. Please stay tuned at the end for the Q&A, and thank you again for coming.
Thank you.